Arkham Horror, the card game, Night of the Zealot. Part 3, the Devourer Below. After a frantic nighttime search throughout Arkham, you have tracked down and questioned several members of the cult. Your findings are disturbing. They claim to worship a being known as Umerdhoth, a monstrous entity from another realm. You are able to confirm much of Lita's story. The cult is agitated over the destruction of a ghoul lair. However, a surprising detail also turns up. The one who invaded the lair and set this night's events in motion was none other than Lita Chandler herself. You are not sure why this important detail was omitted from Lita's story. Did she tell you only as much as was necessary to draw you into her conflict? But in another light, she seems to be fighting to protect the city of Arkham from a terrible menace. The final piece of the puzzle was found written in a journal possessed by one of the cultists. It describes a dark ritual to be performed deep within the woods south of Arkham this very night. According to the journal, the ritual's completion will open the gate and bring forth the cult's dark master into this world. If the cult is not stopped, Lita warns, there is a possibility that Umerdhoth's vengeance will consume all in its path. Frightened, but determined to stop the ritual, you head into the woods. So we start with Agenda 1A, the Arkham Woods. From interrogating members of the conspiracy within Arkham, you have learned that they are performing a rite of vengeance in response to the destruction of one of their master's lairs. You have entered the woods outside Arkham to try to stop them. The woods seem unnaturally cold and filled with a deathly silence. Since we allowed two of the cultists to escape, we start with one doom on there. As a matter of fact, I think I put them in the encounter deck, and that's not where they were supposed to be. So let me get them out and reshuffle. How you doing there, Phoenix Knight? Yep, just another Tuesday in the Mythos. In the Mythos, yes, just another Tuesday in the Mythos there, Phoenix. Okay. All right. I've already made, let's see now, the Act 1, investigating the trail. The evidence you've gathered has led you into the woods south of Arkham, where you believe a ritual to summon a being called Umerdhoth is about to take place. Stealing your resolve, you set forth deeper into the woods, hoping to find the site of this ritual. I've already drawn my cards for the investigators, so I just thought I'd start with this on the investigation phase and not go through everything. Good to see you, David. So let's see. We start the main path, and the main path, Hangman's Brook, separates uptown from the woods south of Arkham. Passing over the small bridge, you follow the main path deeper into the forest. So we start with one horror on him for the burning of his house. I know these are already discarded. Okay, so now we got to go find the ritual. I've already done a practice run, but it doesn't matter. You can play practice one, and the game is always different. No matter how many times you replay it, the game will always be different. All right, so first action. Luckily, I was able to get Lita, so I have her early right now, and that's really good to have in this there. So Lita is the first action. Second action, I'll put out the automatic, and that will leave one resource. And that puts put 4 resources on the automatic. And I still actually have 2 flashlights, but that's okay. We have 1 resource, so let's flip the main path. There are no clues on it. The main path is connected to each other woods location, and we're not going to resign yet. So there's a resign. We're not going to resign. So we'll start with there. So we've got 2 actions: put out the automatic and Chandler So now we'll go with third action, and we will move into the Arkham Woods. We'll go into this one first. Cliffside. This location is investigating using agility instead of the skill indicated by the investigation attempt. All right. So that was the third action. All right. So we move there. There is a clue on clue. One clue. And all right. So no enemies. A resource. Draw a card. And we'll get the vicious blow. That's useful. Okay, so Mythos phase. One doom on the agenda. Draw a card, and we get Wizard of the Order. Spawn any empty location. All right. At the end of Mythos phase, place one doom on the Wizard of the Order. So we start with Wizard of the Order, and we're going to go ahead and put him here under their Arkham Woods. I could put him on the main path, but that doesn't really help much. Better to put him here because I'll get the clue, any clues that are there. All right, so Wizard of the Order in that Arkham Woods, and that's it for the Mythos phase. All right, Investigator phase. We got to get this clue, so I'm going to go ahead and use the 2 resources. Put out the flashlight. And it gets 3 supplies on it. The thing is that uses agility instead of that. So we're going to use 1 supply. This is the second action. 1 supply to reduce the shroud to 0. So it is going to be 2 over 0. Oh, I already drew that. And that was -2. Place 1 doom on the nearest enemy. Ugh. Great. That failed the first time, so I did it too quick. So that was the second action. Third action. Let's try again. Lower it to 0. Got to get the clue. So once again, 2 over 0, we succeed. +1 for each clue on your location. So we do get the clue. And we do get that. So at the end of the Mythos phase, get the doom. That's right. At the end of the Mythos phase, place the doom on the door. Okay, that's right. So it saved it. All right. So that was the third action. Thank you there, Phoenix. So we go back to reset the action. No enemies in the area, so reset the actions. And get a resource. Draw a card. Well, actually, it says at the end of the Mythos phase, place 1 doom on Wizard of the Order. So it should be 2. Should have another doom on him. So forced at the end of the Mythos phase, place 1 doom on the order. So I put him in. So he should have 1. Yeah, right. On the next one, he'll have another 1. Yes, I know that. I know. And we get Dr. Milan Christopher. It's actually pretty good to have him as an ally. So I had it right. I had it right. I had it right the first time. Okay. So, all right. So we drew the card, got that. And that's going to advance the agenda, unfortunately, just like that. So, and that's not good. So we get the card, Milan Christopher, and 1 doom on the agenda. Okay, so we advance. So we go 1 doom on the agenda, which is going to advance it because the doom on the Wizard of Order will move the agenda. So just like that. Throughout the woods, a shrieking cry echoes from somewhere deeper in the forest. A score of hideous voices answer the call. Inhuman as the baying of hounds, and yet articulate, repeating a singular name. Umerdhoff. 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 Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck and discard cards from the top until a monster enemy is discarded. Spawn that enemy at the main path, then place 1 doom on that enemy. And I don't have any cards, so I'll just reach. So I'll shuffle. And now a monster goes on the main path. Not an acolyte. Acolyte's not a monster. Goat spawn. All right. So the goat spawn is on the main path. The ritual begins. Umerdhoth, Umerdhoth, Umerdhoth. The chanting builds in intensity, echoing into the cold air of the night. The sparse clouds in the sky coalesce above the Arkham woods, blotting out the faint light of the stars. Each enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade. So Goat Spawn now has a 3 and a 4 here now. Lucky us. All right. And Wizard of the Order has 2 Doom on him now. So all right, so first action, I have to go back to the main path. So we engage with the goat spawn. The good news is he's a monster, and I was able to get Lita early. I got lucked out getting her. So we're going to go with the goat spawn. Attack with 4. Use the automatic. +1 is 5. It is a monster. Did I not draw any counter card? Dissonant voices. Put dissonant voices into play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events. At the end of the round, discard dissonant voices. Well, the good news is I don't have to do anything with that. So, yeah. All right. So, okay. Reading you and doing this is messing me up a bit. All right. So, I can't play assets or events, but I don't need to. All right, so that was the first action, move back to the main path. So let me do this again. So 4, using automatic +1 is 5. Chandler gives us +1, which is a 6. And if there's a monster enemy, the investigator deals +1 damage. And that will do 3. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6 over 3. 6 over 3. And -2, place 1 Doom on the nearest enemy. But we do get him. We're going to kill it. That was what, the second action? So the second action. So that's going to kill the goat spawn because he does 1 +1 and +1. So the goat spawn is killed. Actually, it's 6 over 4, but it still killed it. No clues there for me to get. And for the third action, we move into Arkham Woods because I got to go get him. After you enter this location, test 4 willpower. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. He does 1 willpower. That's 4 there. And I really would like to save Guts for a different one here. I can take the damage and the horror. I got her. She can take it as well. I'd rather save Guts for a more important test, which I know is coming up later. So I'm just going to do it. So it's 3 over 4. And it's a skull. -X is the number of monster enemies in play, which is 0 because there's none. But he does take a damage in the horror. And I'll put the damage and the horror on him. Save Lita. Okay. All right. So. All right. right, so that was the third action. Wizard of the Order does attack me. We're in the enemy phase. It engages, so it does attack me for a damage. I'm just going to take it. And take the damage. And now upkeep. Get a supply. Draw a card, getting manual dexterity. That could have been more bare-handed. All right. Okay, Mythos phase plus 1 doom on the agenda. It's 1 doom on the agenda. It does not advance the agenda. Each investigator draws a card from the encounter deck. And getting grasping hands. Test agility. For each point you fail by, take a damage. His agility is a 2. Now I'll use the manual dexterity. So it's 2 over 2 is 4. So 4 over 3, succeed. And in the test successful, draw a card. Getting the magnifying glass. That's useful. At the end of the round, of course, discard dissonant voices, which it did. Didn't do that. I did that now. All right. So that wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. A Mythos phase. I got to kill the Wizard of the Order. I got to get the Doom out of here. At the end of the Mythos phase, plays a Doom on it. It's now at 5, but it does not advance the agenda because it's already past that. Okay. All right, so his turn. I got to kill the Wizard of the Order. He does a 4, but plus 1 gets a 5. That's pretty good. 5. So we're going to do, 4. The automatic plus 1 is 5. 1 is 5. Leader Chandler gives me plus 1 is 6. I'm going to do the vicious blow, which will give me 1 plus 1 is 7. If the skill is successful during attack, that attack deals plus 1 damage. So that is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 over 5. So 7 over 5 minus 1 is 6. We got it. You think it retaliates too? I don't. But if I kill him, I just killed him because I just killed him. So does it retaliate if he's dead? I'm not 100% sure about that. You see, if I just killed him, does it retaliate if he's dead? Because I just killed him. So let's see if it's in here. Retaliate. Each time an investigator fails a skill, retaliate is a keyword ability. Each time an investigator fails a skill test while attacking a ready enemy with retaliate keyword, after applying all results for that skill test, the enemy performs an attack against the attacking investigator. The enemy does not exhaust after performing a retaliate attack. This attack occurs whether the enemy is engaged with the attacking investigator or not. It doesn't say. I just killed him. So how in the world can he retaliate if I just killed him? Now it says each time an investigator fails a skill test while attacking a ready enemy. I did not fail the skill test. So he does not retaliate. I kill him. The good news is that there was a clue on here, which I didn't put there. So I killed him, and I get the clue. And I kill the Wizard of the Order. So he goes away, and I get the clue. That was the first action. All right. So we got the clue. We have 2 clues. I need 3. My second action, that was the first action, right? Right. Killed him on the first action. Second action, I'm going to put out the magnifying glass, which I can because I have. Oh, no, I can't. I got the flashlight already out. I'll keep the flashlight. So second action, we move back to the main path. Third action, we move into here, Arkham Woods. And there's the Quiet Glade. Heal 1 damage or heal 1 horror. Limit once per turn. That's nice. No clues on it, though. This would be a nice picnic spot if it weren't for all the monsters. So I can heal a damage or a horror, but there's no clues on it, so it didn't help me that much. But it does give me a chance to get that one. So, all right. Okay, so no enemies. So no enemies. So get a supply and card. And we get deduction. If the skill test successful while investigating location, discover one additional clue at that location. And by the way, Phoenix, I am updating the deck. Offline, I've been updating, adding cards, subtracting cards, using the experience points. All right, so that's a reset. So now we go back to the Mythos phase. So place of Doom on the agenda, which now has 2. And advanced agenda, we don't draw an encounter card, and it is Umerdhort's Wrath. Revelation, test 5. For each point you fail by, you must either choose one, choose and discard a card from your hand, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. So we're testing 5 willpower. Those willpowers are 3. And I'm going to use Guts, which will make it, well, I can take a damage and a horror. I can put it on her if I want. You know what? Umerdhort's Wrath. For each point you fail by, you must either choose one, choose and discard a card from your hand, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. Oh, it's for each point you fail by. So actually, I do need to try to test this. All right. So we'll do Guts. Max 1 committed per skill test. If that's successful, draw a card. So that's going to be 5 is a 3 plus 2 is 5. That's 5. That is 5 on 5. We failed by 2. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put a damage and a horror on her. And I'm going to discard Dr. Milan Christopher. He really isn't going to be able to help me in this. All right. Which is not bad. Okay, so we'll use, do I want to heal a damage and a horror? Limit once per turn. Do I want to heal a damage? He's got 2 horror. He's got 3. But Lita can still take 2 more, 2 and 2. So first action, I need to get to here. So first action, we move back to the path. Second action, move to Arkham Woods. And it's an old house. This location is investigating using willpower instead of the skill indicated by the investigation attempt. A house waits at the edge of the trail covered in vines. Inside, the walls and floors are bloodstained and littered with dirt, mud, and discarded bones. That has 1 clue on it. Has 1 clue. So we did 1, 2. Now we got to investigate, and we're going to investigate with a 3. We're going to investigate. So 3, and it's a 2. It uses willpower though, so that's a 3. We use the flashlight, which will move the shroud to 0. So um 0. So it's a 3 on 0. And that is -2. Place 1 doom on the nearest enemy. There isn't. So it's a 1 over 0. So it does succeed. We get the clue. We do get the clue, which is good. And now we will go ahead and spend the clues. This does not cause it. This does not cost an action. So we'll spend the clues to move the act. Flip over. Scattered throughout the forest, you've seen glyphs and arcane sigils in various places, etched into the bark of trees, carved upon the faces of stones, and dripped in blood upon the ground. Though you cannot decipher these glyphs, you notice that most of them tend to face south. Following these signs leads you by twists and turns toward a cave in the darkest and coldest part of the forest. As you advance, shadowy figures emerge from the trees, blocking the only path to the cave. Put the set-aside ritual site into play if it is not already in play. Search the collection for each enemy recorded in your campaign log under cultists who got away, and spawn those enemies at the main path, which was Victoria Devereaux and Ruth Turner. I'm playing easy, but actually by mistake, I actually played scenario of the Midnight Masks on standard, and I didn't even know it, and still did pretty good with 4. Act 2A, Under the Darkness. The remaining cultists have followed you into the woods to try to stop you, and now they block the path to your objective. They stand ominously beneath the overhanging trees, silent sentinels in the night. You must defeat them or sneak past if you are to gain access to the site of their ritual. If an investigator enters the ritual site, advance. So I have to kill one and pretty much evade the other. All right. So, reset actions, draw a supply, draw a card, getting Roland's 38 special. The automatic actually may be better. If I was going after clues, the 38 special would be better, but in this case, the 45 automatic is actually a better card. All right, so Mythos phase. Doom on the agenda. No advancement. Draw a card. Getting a ghoul minion. And that just got in the Arkham Woods. So I have a ghoul minion that just showed up in front of me. Lovely. So now I got to kill that before I can move into the main path. All right, so ghoul minions in my threat area. So are these two. So ghoul minion. I have to kill the ghoul minion. I have no choice. I have to kill it. I could evade it, but I don't have time. I got to kill the thing. So, my first action, we'll attack the ghoul minion. He's a 3 with the +1 fight. So we got 4. I may not need to use the automatic. I'm going to not use the automatic. I'm going to see if I can just do a 5 on 3 here because she gives me a +1. I like to save these. So he does a 4. Each investigator location gets +1 as a 5. And she'll do +1 damage. It's a monster, and that only takes 2. So first action is going to be a 5 on 3. And we succeed. 5 minus 2 is 3. She does +1 damage to a monster. The minion is gone. We did not use the automatic on it. Second action, we move into the main path. We engage these two. Third action, I got to try to do some damage to it. So third action, Ruth Turner can take 4 damage. Devourer can take 3. He's a little bit harder to kill, though. So actually, I do have a question for you, Phoenix. Does an engagement count as an action? So, I mean, this is the second action is moving into the main path where these two are at. Is that an now, if I engage, do I get to engage and fight? You'd already be engaged both as soon as you moved in. That's what I thought. Thank you, sir. So it's engaged in there. So I have one more to try to kill one of these two. Okay. So who do we go after? I think we try to kill Ruth Turner. One of my suggestions is the 45 and the vicious blow on Victoria. Oh no, that was already used. Vicious blow was already used there, Phoenix Knight. I don't have it anymore. That was used to kill the Wizard of the Order. That's gone. Sorry. That's gone. Unless they're aloof, which are not. Yeah, no. Vicious blow is already gone. I used it to kill the Wizard of the Order. So okay, so I mean I could take some damage here. So can she, but I need her in case Umerdhoth shows up. Rather shortly here. Well, pretty sure. Pretty sure. Time is it? 10 o'clock? I really got to finish this before 10:30. All right. Let's go after Victoria. So he does 4 plus 1 is 5. The automatic Chandler gives a plus 6. So a plus 6, and then we'll do 2 points of damage on her. So 6 over 3. Got it. So she takes 2 points. So 2 damage. And that resets the actions. I'll take 2 damage. I'm going to take both because I'm in better shape. So I get both hurt by Ruth and by Victoria. I can't wait till I get the dashboard I ordered. The dashboards. I ordered stuff from Etsy. A dashboard for the investigators and for those cards. It'll make playing this game even more better. Plus, I won't have to worry about using all these darn counters. They're already the dashboard for the investigators are on their way. I ordered 4 of them for each one. All right, so I took the damage. So he gets this, and we get seeking answers. All right. So, oh yeah, the ritual site goes out. The ritual site there. So all right, so that's upkeep phase. So Doom on the agenda. 4. And it doesn't advance, so we draw a card. This is a very important card right here. And we get a ghoul minion. So I got 3 enemies to kill. Another ghoul minion, but the Lita helps out with that. Okay. If I can kill these 3 and at least, damn, wish I had the dynamite right now. Okay, so I got a ghoul minion. So I got 3 enemies I got to kill. All right. Let's go after the ghoul minion first. I do not need the automatic for that. So he becomes a 3. 4 plus 1 is 5 from Chandler. So 4 plus 1 is 5, and he's a 3. So that's going to be a 5-on-3. And I think 5-on-3 will work. So I think 5-on-3 is good. I need the automatics for these guys. So 5-on-3 on the ghoul minion will go after that first. So 5-on-3, 0, we get it, kills it. No clues to pick up. That was the first action. Second action, 45 automatic. Do I want to try to, let me see here. He's a 4. Shoot. 4 plus 1 is 5. But she's a 4. Do I try no, I have to use the automatic. I have to kill it. Well, no. He only has 3 damage. He only has 3 damage. 5, 4 plus 1 is 5. If I don't use the automatic, I save that for going after Ruth Turner. Plus, I have his 38 special ready to go. So, do I try to kill it? Do I go 5-on-4? I absolutely have to kill one of these guys. I'm going to use the automatic. Use one of the automatic. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6. So 6-on-4. Or do I want to put that to Ruth Turner? You know what? I'm going to go with the original plan. Save the automatic. And I'm going to go 4 plus 1 is 5 from Chandler on Devourer. It's going to be a 5. Because his 3 becomes a 4 because of the +1 fight evade. So we're going to go 5-on-4 here. And we get the skull minus X. X is the number of monster enemies in play. There are no monster enemies in play. So if I did not kill the ghoul minion, or even if I did kill the ghoul minion, I still would have gone. But that's a -0. So we do get Devourer. We kill her. We kill Devourer. She's gone. And for the third action, I got to go after Ruth Turner. I wish I could probably. No, she does. Each investigator at your location gets +1 fight. Only when she only deals +1 damage against a monster. When you control her, each investigator at your location gets +1 fight. So I do get the +1 for the fight. Only against a monster I get a +1 damage. He only had 3 damage. I did not need 2 from her. He already had 3 damage. So he's gone. So now my third action. I don't think I can evade her. I'm going to try to attack her. So for the last of the automatic, so now we get 4, 5, 6 on 3 on Ruth Turner. So 6-on-3. And that is -3. If there is a monster enemy at your location, take a damage. There is not. So that's so 6-on-3. -3 is 3. We do 2 points. We do 2 points of damage. We do hit her. So she takes 2 damage. So we succeed. And we take and then the enemy phase, she gives us a damage. So all I got to do now, but unfortunately the agenda is going to advance, which means I'm going to get another basic weakness here, which really stinks. When I did a practice one, it gave me a weakness I absolutely could not really deal with. All right, so we go ahead and reset. Get a supply, draw a card, getting guts. Actually, that might help. that actually might help. All right. So, and now we are done there. Now we go back to the Mythos phase. So the next Doom is going to advance this. So a dark presence approaches, and you are assaulted by invisible pressures that bring you to your knees. A terrible force threatens to invade your mind and soul. Your throat clenches and your eyes water as the sensation burns through you. In player order, each investigator must test 6 willpower. Each investigator who fails must search the collection for a random basic madness weakness and add it to his or her hand. That's why I wanted to keep the guts. But 6 willpower. As willpower is only 3. I'm going to use the guts to make it a 5. May have maybe a 5. There's nothing else that can really deal with it. So we're going to deal with guts, see if it works. So it's going to be a 5 on 6. I already have the weaknesses here. So it's going to be a 5 on 6. So a 5 on 6. I could use a +1, which would be nice. 5 on 6. Nope. But it's a -0, which is nice, but we still fail. So let's see here. Phoenix, pick a card, any card. 1, 2, 3, or 5. 1, 2, 3, or 5. Pick a card, any card for me. This is going to be a weakness. Pick a card. They're all shuffled. So pick a card, any card. 3 it is. Let's go back into the deck. And you gave me Hypochondria. Add Hypochondria to your threat area. After you take 1 or more damage, take 1 direct horror. Believe it or not, that is not horrible. It's bad, but it's not horrible. That is not horrible. Could have been a lot worse. Now I still got to draw an encounter. Okay, so the agenda is advanced. Agenda 3A, vengeance awaits. The world begins to shift and change as the ritual nears its conclusion. The air grows chilly, and the entire forest is covered in a layer of rime. The trees bend unnaturally, and their shadows lengthen into weird shapes. When this agenda advances, well, we'll see what happens if it advances. Let's hope we don't. All right, now we have to draw an encounter card. Another very important encounter card. And it is Relentless Dark Young. Yep. I got these Shub Niggeroth agents into this one. Relentless Dark Young. The good news is he can be evaded. I do not have to kill it. That is very bad, but he can be evaded. He can be evaded. His evasion's only a 2. And I do have some evasion there. So he can be evaded. All right. Relentless Dark Young. Shub Niggeroth. That was one of the agents that I went ahead and did. Your base even to evade, so it's very possible to evade. Yeah, so I have to kill Ruth Turner. That I have to do. I have to kill Ruth Turner. And then evade the Dark Young. So the problem is I'm out of ammunition on the automatic. So I have to kill this thing twice. I have to shoot her twice. All right. Okay. I can't take an attack. I cannot take an attack of opportunity to bring out the Roland's 38 special. So I got to evade the Dark Young first. I have to evade the Dark Young first. So his evasion is a 2. We'll use the 45 automatic to make it a 3. And I'll make it a 3. I have to get rid of it anyway. So 3. And I'll use Seeking Answers for 4 or 5. I have to evade that. I have to evade him. So that's going to be a 5 on 3 on the Dark Young. And we succeed. So he's exhausted. That was the first action. Second action, I'm going to pay 3 supply to bring out Roland's 38 special. It gets 4 ammo on it. She takes an attack of opportunity on that. I'm going to put that on her, so I don't have to worry about taking a direct her. All right, that was a second action. Third action, now we attack her with Roland's 38 special. So we get 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. And that's going to be 6 on 3 to Ruth Turner. So I absolutely have to kill her, really. So I have a 6 on 3 to kill her. We got her. She's dead. So she goes away. So she's gone. I think that was the best way to do that. All right. Roland goes out. Okay, so the enemies re-engage, but no attack. No attack. We set the actions. Get this, draw a card. Getting dodge. That would have been nice to have. All right. Okay. So as long as I don't get an enemy, I'll be able to move into the ritual site. So Doom on the location. No advance with the agenda. What's this encounter card? Frozen in Fear. Oh, that's almost as bad. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. So if I want to evade this thing, it's going to cost me 2 actions. It's going to cost me 2 actions instead of just 1. That was a bad card. But there are no enemies. You just got to move into the ritual site. Just got to move into the ritual site. It's automatic. It goes here. Yeah. I didn't discard the flashlight yet. No, I didn't. Okay. So all right, so it's its turn. And I have to evade it. So it's going to cost 2 actions. So it's 2 to evade. And we're going to utilize dodge, which gives me a 3. So it's going to be a 3 on 2 to evade the young. And because now here's the question. Here's a question on this. We did remember it says each enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade on agenda 2A. But on agenda 3A, it doesn't have that anymore. So is his evade back to a 2? I think his evade is back to a 2 if it's already moved the agenda. It's not on that agenda. It doesn't say it stays +5 or anything. If I follow the rules right by the card, that should only be a 2 to evade him. Well, I know you know nothing, David Vega. I would think so if it's not on their agenda. That's what I'm going to go with. So it's a 3-on-2 to evade the relentless Dark Young with 2 actions. So it's going to be, we're going to do a 3-on-2. And, of course, we fail. So now that's a 1 versus 2. Third action, I'm going to try. Now it's 2-on-2. Dang. This was bad. And I need her. So he's going to take the damage and the harm. I got to go 2-on-2. I have to do it. 2-on-2 from hypochondria. Yeah. So I got to do 2-on-2. I can't get rid of the 38 special. I need it. Two on two. Wow, we succeeded. I got a 0. He's exhausted, which means we will not take damage from him in this turn. Willpower is a 3. A 3-on-3 willpower. So now I got to see if I can get another willpower on it. So to get rid of this. So 3-on-3 to get rid of Frozen in Fear. Nope, stays with me. All right, enemy phase. He re-engages, so we don't take any damage from him this turn. We get that. Reset actions. Get a card. Getting Research Librarian. And that's it. Doom on the agenda. Drawing counter card. And a Ghoul minion just showed up. So now I have a Dark Young and a Ghoul minion. So I can't get out of here. I can't get out of here into the ritual site. Well, the Ghoul minion, though, is easy to kill. But it's taking me 2 or 3 actions here. All right, so 2 actions. I'm going to go after the Ghoul minion. Kill that first. It's a 4. +1 from Chandler is a 5. It's a 5-on-2. And we get that. Third action, the same thing. 5-on-2. And that's a -5. That fails. And if there's an Ancient One enemy in play, reveal another token, but there isn't. Jeez, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. So 3. All right, so the enemies do damage. So forced after you take 1 or more damage, take 1 direct horror. So I'm taking 3 damage, but I only take 1 horror. It says after you take 1 or more, take 1 direct. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Shit. All right, so 3 damage goes on him. 2 horror. So 1 horror on him, 1 horror on her, and now I have to take another direct horror. No, I don't think so, because it says after you take 1 or more damage, take 1 direct horror. It does. I'm reading it as it is. If you take 1 or more damage, which we did this turn, we take 1 direct horror. It doesn't say per attack or anything like that. So I'm going to read the card as it is. It doesn't say per attack. Or after you take 1 or more damage from each enemy, I'm just going to take 1 direct horror. It doesn't matter. I'm toast here. I'm toast. So reset the actions. That Frozen in Fear card really hurt. That hurt. So reset the actions. Take a supply. Get a card. Dynamite Blast. Well, that's useful, but not right here. It won't. So I got what? I got 7 horror. I got 7 damage, 4 horror. She has 2 damage, 2 horror. So, all right. So Doom on the phase. No advancement agenda. Draw a card. Ancient Evils. Place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This can effect can cause the current agenda to advance. There's your Ancient Evils card. So now there is 4. There is no way I can win this. There's no way I can win this. There's no way I can win this. No way. It cost me 2 actions to get rid of these 2. And if I do, the agenda advances and there's nothing more I can do there. I really don't think there's a way I can win this. I'm going to have to face Umerthoff and I just don't think well, let's play on just a little longer. I gotta get to bed here, but let's play on. All right, so Ancient Evil. So it's our turn. Oh, I never tried to get rid of Frozen in Fear. My bad. He's a 3 willpower. Never tried to get rid of it. 3 on 3. Nope, failed anyway. Okay. I don't think we're gonna go any further, but let's. So first 2 actions. Kill the ghoul minion. So 4 plus 1 is 5. I'm not going to use a 38 special. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 on 2. Oh, come on. That's a -5. And after something like that, that just tells you the chaos bag is telling you you're not winning this game. So, and I needed to kill that, needed to do this, another horror, or yeah. And I hereby resign. I'm going to resign, and Arkham is doomed. We will try this again next time. I'm out. I'm resigning. There's no way I can win this. But that's okay. That's what happens when you play Arkham Horror. So we'll give another try, guys, next time. We'll do a vert. We'll try again. Phoenix Knight and David Vega, thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you for, please leave a like on your way out to the movie theater. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll try this scenario. Maybe, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Maybe Thursday night. We got baseball tomorrow. See you guys later. Have a good night, guys.